It's week 3 of Major League Rugby with San Diego Legion hosting the Houston SaberCats at Torero Stadium. Hello and welcome to sunny California for our Game of the Week. I'm Dallin Stanford, joined alongside by former USA international Brian Hightower. And Brian, both these teams coming in hot after victories last week.
Yeah, but Dallin, it's only a 10-week regular season, and both these teams have 1 win and 1 loss. If you want to advance to the postseason, it starts right here in San Diego.
Well, let's take a look at that local home side. Well, up front, the hard man. You've got to look out for Sione Tui Halamaka, fantastic ball carrier. And then the flanker, Chris Terori, he'll be all over the field today. Inside centre, JP Duplessis has electric feet. He can score from anywhere. And then Dylan Orsley, the US international, with an accurate boot at fullback. The team is coached by Rob Hoadley.
And if your head coach is a former international prop, you'd expect the tight 5 to get better every week. Look for Turnbull, Stevens, and Macklin to lead up front, numbers 1, 2, and 3. I really like Connor Murphy, Dallin, the scrum half, wearing number 9. He's a ferocious tackler, and he just has a little bit of the X factor. Osea Kalinisau, very dangerous, but he's got weapons outside in Elkins and Esdale.
We're going to take a short break, and when we return, we'll bring in the kickoff here from the Golden State. Stay with us, rugby fans.
Major League Rugby on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Sharp Business Systems. Transfer the day-to-day management of your network and print operations over to us. By Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. Proud partner of Major League Rugby's San Diego Legion. And by IHOP, the best way to do breakfast all day.
And we're back live with the action here in beautiful San Diego, ready for kickoff with the San Diego Legion. They host the Houston SaberCats. It's going to be the SaberCats to kick off from right to left. Chris Asmus is your man with a whistle in the middle. He gets things underway. San Diego to receive on the left of your screen in their black and red outfit. Nice take at the top as they look for the contact early on. San Diego side lost their first encounter, but then came back strongly last week, and as Cam Dolan takes it in for the first carry. Eagle capped number 8. Nate Osberger leads this side from the base. Also capped with the United States Eagles. One of 11 in the San Diego side. Bit of space as he pops it downfield. Zach Pangilinan is there with that black scrum cap of his. He will go to the air as well, testing the early defenses. Dolan called off it. Big tackle from Pangilinan coming in on tag leader. San Diego retained possession. as they look to get their forwards involved early on. CC Mahoney with an early touch. Osberger again goes this time. It's going to drop short, so bounce could go anywhere. Nguyen's after this as well. It's been well handled in the end from Alex Elkins. Elkins, former Falcons Sevens player. And San Diego piling to turn this over. Wonderful work from them. Osberger goes down to leader, shapes up the kick, and then goes in a couple of big forwards. Brought down by Lindsay Stevens, a 22-year-old. It's Dolan over the halfway line. Good ball retention here from the restart from San Diego. Legion come back to the short side. Leader flicks it to Taku Nguyen. Arguably one of the most famous United States players. Was in Biarritz for many years. Now back near the beach. Mahoney rocked backwards by two tacklers. And then all over that is Lindsay Stevens trying to force the turnover. It's not coming. Step there from Duplessis. Good touch from JP Duplessis. His wife gave birth this week, so he's been a busy man. Only been in the country for 3 weeks. As Dolan, third carry yet again. Flicks it on to Osberger. And now Dylan Audsley, the young Eagle fullback. Product of St. Mary's College. Behind the back ball to leader, puts the kick, it's charged down, so everybody's on side. SaberCats take this one back. 2 minutes, we haven't had a stoppage yet. It's the Houston side. Bullocking run coming in there from Connor Mills. He's one to keep your eye on. They go to the air. Big kick from Sam Windsor. Around about the halfway line. Audsley takes this one beautifully. Over the halfway line, possession traded several times in this opening exchange as Mahoney tries to drift across field and then brought down by his opposite number, Charlie Hewitt. Osberger goes to the air yet again. Bit of sun down there on Alex Elkins' eye, so he lets it go, and it does the wise thing. The ball able to trickle over, and what a great sequence of play, though, to start us off.
Oh, Dallin, it's been impressive so far. Retention on both sides, and both teams renowned for running rugby, yet they've chosen to go off the foot several times, and I think that tactic is going to pay off in the long run, just opening up a little bit these defenses, not letting that line speed come up that quickly, and so far, kind of a similar game plan from both teams.
No, it really is. Players early on testing each other out there, and it's going to be the San Diego side that give away possession early on. So around about the half line, we're going to set the scrum here, and this SaberCats side, well, they lost to NOLA Gold 35-26 in their first game, but then redeemed themselves with a win against Austin League 50-38.
The way the sun is drifting across the sky here, Houston is going to have a disadvantage trying to field the ball in the air. Look for San Diego to capitalize on that sunshine in the eyes of these SaberCats.
On both sides.
So scrum collapse, they're going to reset things here. And speaking of that sunshine, it's even in our eyes here in the booth. So imagine being on the field trying to field a high ball with tremendous pressure on it.
An area of concern for both of these teams throughout week one. New Orleans really tested this Houston pack, and then of course Seattle just demolished San Diego in the scrum in week one as well, Dallin. They've both done some work to try to solidify their set piece.
Yeah, San Diego Legion giving up 3 penalty tries, 21 points at scrum time. This one though, good from the SaberCats. They go to the midfield. Mills throws a dummy, gets over the advantage line as Truvel picks and goes. Matt Truvel. It's the SaberCats now with possession as they look to go to Chris Coyle, the 27-year-old, to the right-hand side. Support from the forwards, and they kick it through the halfback, Connor Murphy. It's a nice-looking kick, though. Gives them some territory.
Absolutely. Sometimes it's about gobbling up a little bit of turf instead of testing the shoulders of the defense, and that's what happens off the foot of Mercy. A good little kick there from Houston.
Let's go to Stacey Pates, who's our sideline reporter.
Hey guys, well, as you can see, it is a gorgeous night here in San Diego. Temperatures in the mid-70s, the pitch perfectly dry, making it a perfect scene also for two teams that love to push the pace.
Thank you, Stacey. They certainly do. As we go to the lineup, and it's going to be first opportunity here for Pat Blair, the San Diego outfit. They take this one through Cam Dolan, the tall timber. Okay. They drive the maul forward a few inches.
Back here, back.
In the pocket. Not needed as the box kick up from Osberger, and big collision there. Mattias came flying down. Met Esdale on that touchline. Play was okay. Ball ends with the SaberCats.
How about the concentration of Esdale on the high ball, getting man and ball at the same time and still managing to come down with the pill.
Well, his team now have a good opportunity here. Truval is the dummy runner, so Pangelin at first receiver. We'll see him there a lot today. Windsor fires across straight to Nguenya though. Tuck in Nguenya. A lot of players in front of him. Mills couldn't handle him initially, and then getting involved there was Kalenisau, the Fijian sensation, the Sevens Olympian, gold medal champion. And now it's Osberger. He's got a knee on the ground. They've got to release him. It's now ruck time as Duplessis goes in to play halfback. Leader goes across field. That one's been dropped and then knocked on.
And so far, the first really unforced error of this match, a knock on by the addition of, that's Dolph Bota, injured earlier in a preseason match, I believe, against this same Houston SaberCats team. Dallin and back, and that's a great thing for the San Diego scrum because he is a monster, originally from the Free State in South Africa. Adds some weight. He's built like a beer keg with a head on top of it. He is absolutely stout.
Bota certainly is just that, helping the scrum woes here for the San Diego Legion side. And yes, these two teams did meet earlier. 33-17 the score in favor of the Houston SaberCats. We expect it'll be a lot closer this time as Truval and Murphy go to the right-hand side. It's another good grubber kick, rolls towards that touchline. Audsley tiptoes. He's got to keep this kick in field because he was outside his 22. So it's the SaberCats with a chance to attack. Windsor fires it across down this narrow side. Couple of players get in the way as they try to stutter back inside. A big fend there from Elkins. Couldn't get to top speed early on. The forwards arriving there. Stevens from Waverley College in Sydney, Australia. It's there for Murphy as they go to Kalenisau. Better play here from the SaberCats, and Charlie Hewitt in there, born in England, in the Plymouth region. They go to the right-hand side. Good stepping and weaving. Malachi Esdale does well. Second touch for him. There's Jake Turnbull, the 24-year-old, formerly with the Glendale Raptors, now spending a lot of time, of course, in Houston, Texas. Big preseason did the Texans. Biggest of the league so far. And Kalenisau, half gap for him. Beautiful bit of work. Connor Mills. Mills throws a dummy. Tackled by Audsley, but gets the flick up to the top. Support runners there in Hewitt. It's the SaberCats that launch an early attack. Kick over the top. Kalenisau's chasing. Where will this bounce? Comes back superbly.
Move, San Diego.
Alex Elkins. So close to the line. SaberCats. Time is off, and let's see what Chris Souths has to say.
A fortuitous bounce back towards the hands of Kalenisau, but for me, Dallin, that break needs to be supported. Elkins needs to recognize that he can't get a pass, cut back inside, and be more supportive on that first break. But a great bounce off the kick.
Try awarded. First try of the game. Goes to the Houston SaberCats. We just had to check the grounding on that, and, well, we'll have a look at the replay to see what happened there. But wonderful bit of work in the end there from the Houston SaberCats.
We'll take a look, the bounce to Elkins, and Elkins, he's got quite a motor. He stretches out first, then lays it back. There's Kalenisau. He's allowed one move towards that line. And let's take one more look at it. There's Elkins, and great job recognizing that he can't get to the line. Instead, he lays it back. Kalenisau gets tackled, but then he's allowed that one movement towards the line. If you make two movements, it's a penalty against you for an extra movement, but he's allowed one. The referee allows it. He dots it on the line, and a try for Houston.
Well, Kalenisau, 31 years young, the Fijian sensation, really sparks his team into action. And what a pickup he has been, and Joshua Beasley as well, who isn't involved in this game, but really 2 stars for the side. And we'll touch on that in just a second. We'll take a look at the attempt for 2 points, the conversion here from Sam Windsor. Windsor, product of the Brumbies Academy, also was with Ulster as well. It's a nice strike on that. It drifts towards the right-hand side, but flags are raised. 7-0 after 8 minutes. Houston SaberCats.
Well, good things always seem to emanate from number 13, Osea Kalenisau. He knows how to get it done. I mean, he's won a gold medal with the Fijian national sevens team, and then he's just a consummate workhorse. He's always trying, always making things happen, and he's stronger than he looks. And I tell you what, a great moment earlier in the match. His coach, Chris Cracknell, his assistant coach on the Fijian national team, is here coaching for San Diego Legion. Ben Ryan normally gets all the credit for putting that team together and getting the Olympic gold, Dallin. But Chris Cracknell had a lot to do with it, and really cool to see them have a hug right before the match.
And that's what you love about the sport of rugby, the values. SaberCats clear their lines with Windsor. Good looking kick to Audsley. Bounces and it's still available, flying down here. Dangerous stuff here for the San Diego Legion. The bounce of the ball eluding them for that try, and so Nate Augsburger has to peel around the fringes. Augsburger played a lot of rugby with Earl Blue of New York on the East Coast, but certainly enjoying the weather here. 329 days of sunshine. He said that beats New York any day. Augsburger goes to the air yet again, but players were in front of the kicker. Blocking, in fact, is the call.
Blocking the jumper.
If you got the biggest guy in the league, CeCe Mahoney goes 6'8", 300 pounds, wearing that number 4 jersey. I'm not sure that he can exist without blocking something down.
Well, it gives an opportunity for the SaberCats to get 3 more points as they have a shot at goal, but you're certainly right.
So it'll be Windsor off the tee to get, sometimes, it's about just ticking the scoreboard over.
Sam Windsor played at Worcester Warriors as well. Such a talented flaff. We saw him in the preseason just carving teams up. So Windsor's added 2 already off the boot. This one put them up by 10. San Diego had a lot of possession, but haven't been able to put that pressure into points. Windsor. It's another excellent strike from the flaff, and the visiting side leads San Diego Legion 10-0.
Great boot from Windsor, very consistent. We saw a pass earlier, one errant pass and just maybe telegraphed it too much, the one that was intercepted, but he's got a great, strong pass off of both hands, Dallin, and look for that to be a key from that number 10 from Houston. A great story, met his wife, Becca, over in Ireland and followed her back here, but ended up playing some professional rugby in the States as well, and so, the bonus plan.
Well, I do love the different stories how players end up here in the United States and now the professional league. Well, the phone call hasn't stopped ringing. All these coaches, players are very interested as Nguyen tries to get involved there as well, and Elkins just strong with ball in hand. But then over it was Pat Blair trying to get involved in the match as well. It's the SaberCats. Every ruck time being contested. This one. Huge kick coming down. It's been lost, but Audsley has this. Tackled by Turnbull. It's been knocked on the process, and great pressure there from the SaberCats.
Yeah, terrific kick chase from Zach Pangilinan, and you could tell he thought that Dylan Audsley, his opposite number, was going to catch that ball. Instead, Tag Leader stepped in front. He had Audsley lined up, and I think it's one of those things where you introduce yourself to your opposite number, and that time the wrong person caught the ball and he overran it. But great pressure from the kick chase by Zach Pangilinan.
Yeah, the kick is only as good as the players following up, and that chance now with the SaberCats, an option on the right and the left. They've got Zach Pangilinan, the man from Guam, on that far right-hand side. Captain of the game of 7s and 15s for the United States, and a real threat with ball in hand.
Yeah, Pangalinan's a great story, too, just coming from Guam. He was on the national soccer team for Guam, and he was set for that soccer career. But like so many people do, Dallin, when they get introduced to rugby, there's something so attractive about the sport, they just want to stay in it. And that is what led Zach Pangilinan over to the United States, and he's had a pretty good career, a little bit of time over in Randwick in Australia, but now back proudly wearing the Bumblebee jersey here today for the Houston SaberCats.
That's right, some of his old teammates as well from the local team here. Ombak will be watching him right now. Ombak, in fact, playing in the PRP final against Belmont Shore as Windsor takes it to the line and then stabs it through, draws in the defenders. Dylan Audsley steps up the left, beats a couple. Strong carry from the fullback. Quick hands here from the Legion. Another go across, and Tui Halamaka was involved there as well. We'd like to see him smash it up for a few phases. Close to the halfway line they work. Ball is available though for the SaberCats. Just an errant one coming off the side of the ruck, and they will get scrum time yet again on attack.
And a couple of knock-ons so far for this Legion team, and you can tell that's been the difference of the game. A couple of knock-ons giving Houston a little bit of territory inside the San Diego half, and they've really done a good job of capitalizing on that. with their 10 points, but I think you just need to clean up a little bit of the details if you're San Diego. Take a look at what Houston set out to do. We talked to their coach, Justin Fitzpatrick, and he said, we got to maintain our discipline. They're without a player today because of that discipline, and they got to win the tackle. And we've seen them already kicking with a little bit of purpose. A little bit too much weight on the kick from Sam Windsor, but you can tell they've opened up the toolbox a little bit, Dallin. I like what they're doing so far.
Well, their one try was from a kick, and followed up by Kalinisau, so that's where they find themselves 10-0 right now. A lot of good things happening in Texas and Houston in particular. In fact, they'll be hosting the United States, who take on Scotland June 17th in that area. A ton of support there, and they'll be bringing a decent crowd as well to their stadium, playing at Dyer Stadium while they're getting a new complex built from the city of Houston. $3.2 million. I can't wait to see them in action there now. Under pressure there, and they bring in right-hand side there. Esdale comes off the wing. Oh, offsides play there, and it's going to be an easy penalty on the halfway line. And just lurking and loitering was Devin Short, the 19-year-old.
Well, it's a great story. Devin Short, number 7 for San Diego Legion. He hasn't had a whole lot of rugby in his career. He's only 19 years old. Dallin went and tried out for America's next rugby hopeful, and next Olympic hopeful, I should say, and ended up getting a spot with Mike Friday down at Chula Vista, the Olympic Training Center. And when that expired, we talked to Matt Hawkins here with the San Diego Legion. They said they picked him up, and they were so high on this kid and his athletic ability. And he's playing open side flanker, which for a rookie, for a guy who hasn't had a whole lot of experience, is a nod to his rugby prowess.
Oh, it certainly is. Such a youngster playing at the highest level, and that's what we're going to see with this Major League Rugby competition taking shape. 7 teams in the league so far, 3 potentially to be added next season. Of course, the finals will be played here in San Diego. So that will be July 7th, so don't forget about that. Top 4 teams, of course, will compete before that in the semis. Long way to go, though. So the SaberCats up by 10 points. Been an interesting first 20 so far. They go to the back. It's been knocked down. Allsberger has it, and Blair, first receiver. It's Duplessis. JP Duplessis in open space. The South African-born centre needs support. Throws a couple of dummies. Pangolin gets him, and then Allsberger's in support. Great work there, and they go. Saliba, Anthony Saliba on the outside. You stay classy, San Diego. They're back in this game.
You mentioned the feet of JP Duplessis in the pregame, Dallin, and I think the patience there, along with the footwork, was what ends up springing that try. Instead of throwing an errant pass or an impatient pass that would be unnecessary. Watch him how he handles it. He keeps it instead of going to the option right now, which would have gotten intercepted by Malachi. Esdale goes to Augsburger instead, and then Augsburger sets Saliba free, and the youngster from the University of California making his living right now, playing professional rugby, and what a great day for Saliba, a great rugby family. His dad played at California as well, played with his brother, and I'm sure they are either watching or in the stands right now to witness another try by young Saliba.
We're delighted by that. The home side finally on the scoreboard. Dylan Audsley, another young product out of one of the best rugby colleges in the country, gets 2 extra for his points. So 10-7 the score after 17 minutes. And Anthony Saliba, well, you mentioned his background. 8 national titles he has won. 15, 5 in the 15-a-side game and 3 in the 7-a-side format. And we are going to take a 60-second break from this clash. It is 10-7 in this pulsating match here at Torero Stadium. Stay with us.
Yeah, scrum. The gold ball, they're on it first.
Welcome back to the University of San Diego. We're here at Torero Stadium, and it's the Houston SaberCats, the visitors, that lead by 3 points against the San Diego Legion. But a wonderful score there by San Diego to get back in the game by Anthony Saliba. And it's been a very interesting tussle so far, Brian.
Absolutely, and we were promised some of that running rugby just by virtue of the makeup of these teams and their reputations that preceded them, and so far they've delivered.
Kick here to San Diego. They look to take it to the short side. Big contact there on Devon Short.
Truly the short side.
As they come down to Pangolin, and we know he can step. He also has a tremendous boot on him. Puts a kick over the top. He chases this one. Short is there. In the way was Jay Harmon. They say play on. Wonderful run here from the youngster to the halfway line. Devon Short. San Diego Legion. Options left and right. They put it to the boot from Leader. He spotted that there's a little bit of a gap on that far side. And a clever kick from the fly-off.
Perfect weight on the kick from Leader. Great job just to pin the SaberCats down inside their own 22. Sometimes when the wall of defense comes up, then the option is to kick behind, and great job there. And we talked again to Rob Hoadley, the coach of San Diego, and they said, look, we got to dominate the set pieces. And for them, it just means you got to compete in the set pieces after their first week terror of scrums and then attack fast and wide. We just saw that from JP Duplessis, and then get up in the faces of the SaberCats, and that's what they'll try to do, although the kick certainly helping with the line speed control today.
And this one lost, but then regathered by the SaberCats, so they have possession inside their 22. Look for the exit strategy here from Sam Windsor. Mistake, they put it through the boot of Connor Murphy, 22-year-old. He's inside his 22, so able to kick it directly into touch.
A handy little box kick by the little scrum half from the London Irish. Studied under Paul Hodgson, the former England scrum half, and a lot of good tutelage there. And I really like, I told you about him earlier, Dallin, in a complete game. I love the speed of his service from the base of the rucks, and I think it is a difference maker in the way they attack.
Well, he's going up against international captain of the United States, Nate Osberger. This one not straight, eventually knocked down by the SaberCats. It's awkward stuff there. In fact, it went over the top, so called straight and then lost by the SaberCats as they try to snaffle that one. Line auditions for both teams so far here in the first half.
Yeah, fortuitous for San Diego. They had lost their own line out, but they'll get it back in the scrum. Take a look at the overthrow there. Pat Blair going for his target. Looked like Chris Terrori up high for the ball, but it's just overthrown. Another great angle there. Yeah, just too high there. The lift maybe not high enough. So hard, so many moving parts. The lift, the timing, the throw.
And the line is still one of the best parts of the game, being lifted so high. As Dolan has a go on the fringe, gets the offload to Duplessis. Strong, Duplessis still going. Kalenisau finally brings him to the deck. Little half snipe there from the halfback, Osberger. In there is Chris Terrori as well. Short at first receiver. A wall of defenders in front of him, and two of them trying to hold him up. And now the San Diego Legion try to drive their play to the ground. The ball is still there for the home side. The Guena gets missed. It scoops up here for Harmon. And now it's tucked in the ground off the right. Legion looking to get inside the 22 to exploit some opportunities with Terrori. Again, they come back to the narrow side. Orsley rides the tackle, gets the offload. It's a beautiful ball! Who else? May the force be with you! Anthony Saliba gets a double!
Well, it's so deceiving. He's 6'5" tall as an outside center, and it's so hard to get inside him for the tackle anyways. He's got a great frame on him, lots of strength and conditioning work done at the University of California. But look at this long arm come out and just brush Zach Pangolin and its would-be tackle away. One of the things that set that whole thing up for me, Dallin, though, was ball on the front foot, getting to the gain line every time. Dylan Audsley just showing how to do it. And every single runner for San Diego, a little bit of a wiggle, hard to put a shoulder on, and getting to that gain line so that they're always on the front foot. and that sets up the Audsley to Salibur connection. Former foes, St. Mary's versus Cal. They've gone head-to-head for some nasty clashes, and now they're teammates, and they're setting each other up. Nice job.
Audsley, who set that try up, adds the extras, and it's San Diego that have come from behind, trailing by 10 points initially. 2 scores by that man wearing 13. Anthony Salibur has his team up 14 points to 10.
I asked Salibur today how he's doing with playing rugby for a living, Dallin. He said, you know, it's great. All of his friends from Cal are up in San Francisco with tech jobs, and they're working 9 to 5s, and he gets to sit in the sun here in San Diego and play rugby for a living. Great job.
Couldn't be better suited here with this beautiful conditions as Orsberger looks to make another snipe himself. And that's another reason why players like Tucker Nguyen have come back from overseas to join Major League Rugby. Couldn't resist spending time here in the beautiful California coastline. Finally, they pull it back. Little bubble there from Alida, but he still managed to get his kick in. Trubu's back here, but it's Pangolina that gets this one. Decides to have a crack himself. Big hit on him coming in from Cam Dolan. Teammates with the US Eagles now going against each other. Windsor, haven't seen him for a while, and he has a go himself. Little half gap, needs support. Referee Asmus almost asked to make a tackle there as Robert Meeson attended UC Davis. They go back to the lock forwards, and Hewitt this time played with the Worcester Warriors and Exeter Chiefs. SaberCats into open space there. Coyle done beautifully and gets the offload away. Still their range on that far side. Wonderful work from Esdale. It's the SaberCats looking to take the lead. Down by 4 points, but Legion come flying in. They may have lost that. There's a player down injured for the SaberCats, so 14 against 15 right now. Windsor can't get around the first tackling line. Now finally brought down there from Cece Mahoney. Advantage for the SaberCats. They go to Lenny Sau, stepping off the left. Oseka Lenny Sau, bust free! The Stevens Maestro cuts in, gets the offload. Nguyen with a tackle, but there's going to be a penalty. The arm is up from Chris Asmus, and this could be dangerous.
You wonder if it's an early tackle, Dallin.
Regardless of the outcome of that, we don't need that. It's a penalty over there for offside.
Offside penalty, so the tackle by Nguyen was in time, but look at Kalinisau go to work and tries to find Zach Pangilinan on the support line, but can't reach him with the ball because of the defense of Nguyen just in time. Nguyen saves the try, so it's a penalty, offsides against San Diego, so this should be an easy 3-pointer for Sam Windsor, but great job by Taku Nguyen to come back, play retreating defense, and make the tackle when he needed to.
Well, he certainly saved a score there, possible 7 points. And Tucker Nguyen, well, what a rugby player he's been over the years. He's the one that rounded Brian Habana, one of the most famous wingers of all time, at the Rugby World Cup in 2007. That earned him a contract in France. And this is the first time we see him back here playing professional rugby. 3 points up for grabs here. The boot of Sam Windsor. So we'll bring it within 1. Right from in front, just scoops this through the uprights. 14-13, 25 minutes gone.
I'm just going to foreshadow something here, Dallin. If Malachy Esdale, number 14 on the right side, the right wing for the SaberCats, if he gets a little space, he is absolutely deadly with his speed. I mean, just seeing a flash across the screen sometimes when there's a kick in the chase, I think with ball in hand and a little bit of space, he could score.
Well, you're certainly right. The back three just so dangerous. And of course, even without Vithi right now, still exploiting a lot of gaps here in this San Diego defense. Needed decides to change direction on the restart. The drop kick goes high. There's a bit of sun there as well. And not claimed cleanly, but still it is with the SaberCats. Murphy bombs it downfield. Looking to get some soccer skills over there, but then going into touch was Ryan Mattias. The flags are raised.
Wow, that's a mistake by Mattias. Looking for it to take a hop back up into his hands, and instead mishandles it, drags his feet into touch with the ball, and so it's going to be a line out to the SaberCats instead of possession to San Diego.
Yeah, Ryan Mattis, he was player of the week when tag leader kicked a cross kick for him, quick pass, and that was fantastic bit of work. This time, not going to plan. So the SaberCats back on attack as the first half has flown by.
Stay safe.
Around the fringes they work, the SaberCats with Meeson. The head coach, Justin Fitzpatrick, looks on as Pangilinan goes on the right, steps. Well supported. Again, they batter it forward. This time it's Hewitt. Also had a stint with Bath and London Scottish. And now Truval. Players flying in here. Now went backwards. Murphy, little gap. It opened it up for him. Options here for the SaberCats. They come to Kalenisau. Gets through one, and Duplessis finally brings him down. Houston knocking on the door. That ball was forward.
Just a little impatience there by the SaberCats. Yep. Putting a few phases together, looking very dangerous and going from side to side. We saw all the way over on the right-hand touchline, Dallin, Zach Pangilinan doing some work there, and then suddenly the ball back on the left-hand touchline, but a forward pass, unfortunately, there to Connor Mills, the Houston native. So it'll be a scrum to San Diego.
San Diego side, well, they've defended well in the last few minutes. Negreña stopping that certain try. And right now, scrum time for them. San Diego side. Need to get out of danger here. Ball's at the back for Forsberger. Fires it downfield. Pangilinan, the local man, the hot step up. Goes it across to Esdale. Certainly has got tremendous speed. Mattias brings him down on that far touchline. But showing the intent, not afraid to move it, get the width on ball. And now they go to Hewitt. Involved there too is Turnbull. Also had a stint with Nyack on the East Coast. Oh, that switch didn't go according to plan. It's gone backwards though, so Kalenisau comes to clean up. The flying Fijian gets thrown to the deck, but brought down safely. Still here with the SaberCats, looking for a switch just with Garber, and then now they go down the touchline. Elkins, one to beat. It just chooses a direct route. SaberCats, what a run, what a gap, and what a score. Sam Windsor strikes for the SaberCats in good time.
Well, great job getting the ball into Sam Windsor's hands, but the work was done by Alex Elkins, and not a whole lot of a step there against Dylan Audsley on his way towards the try line. But he did set the ball up nicely. Alex Elkins, I'd mentioned earlier that Elkins has kind of been deprived of the ball over the last couple weeks. Very dangerous former football player from Oklahoma State University, and lays it back nicely. And one of the things that Elkins may do without the step and the natural flat-out speed is he does draw in defenders. And when you draw in more than one defender, there's got to be a gap somewhere, and that's what Sam Windsor finds. Not enough of these black shirts coming back to fill the gaps in defense, and Windsor goes over.
Stunning bit of work there from the SaberCats. Windsor looking to convert his own try. The talented fly-off has done just that. It's 20 points to 14. The SaberCats lead San Diego Legion. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, join CBS Sports Network live from the Big East Lacrosse Championship as Denver and Georgetown face off and fight for an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament right here on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. San Diego side just stunned in the last 10 minutes. They trailed by 6 points. 8 minutes to go in the first half. Home match with their crowd behind them. It's tag leader that will need to get possession back for his side. They go deep instead, forcing the SaberCats either to kick or turn over possession, and they get it back with a long-range effort, but Murphy's kick will find touch.
Well, that's a great nudge by Connor Murphy, and well, look at that, inside the 15-meter line, sorry, the 10-meter line of the Legion. So great job of getting a tremendous amount of territory from the kickoff.
Yeah, this means Pat Blaney's side really well inside their own half yet again. Tough to play attacking rugby, but let's see what the local side can do. Looking on, Zach Test, the backline coach. 63 tournaments in the HSBC Sevens World Series, 143 tries. One of the all-time best in the world, coaching here at the San Diego Legion. I mentioned Chris Cracknell as well, the England Sevens sensation. As Osberger goes down the blind side, Mattias in open space. This will be electric. Mattias pirouettes, jumps, still goes. Ryan Mattias needs an offload. The Greniers there to help out. The SaberCats now under pressure. Duplessis fires it over the top. Beautiful ball. Audsley, they just get him. Saliba yet again with a fence. Saliba going for the hat-trick. Bumps one, goes over. This is unbelievable. San Diego Legion right back. Saliba, a hat-trick.
My, oh my, the recent graduate from Cal Berkeley. I tell you what, he just keeps getting harder and harder to take down, but all credit goes to that blindside move. Nate Augsburger to Ryan Mattias for a long gallop. And a couple of missed tackles here. And one of my concerns, if I'm Justin Fitzpatrick for the SaberCats, is putting these guys on the ground. And they've been missing a lot of tackles this evening, Dallin, and I'd be worried. But look at the work by Mattias. Slips one tackle, slips another one. Pangilinan can't decide whether to tackle or support in defense somewhere else. And Nguyen, Duplessis, and then just a kind pass out to Audsley. And then we mentioned the strength and the arms. Shrugs off Hosea Kalinas out, and then a would-be tackler in the form of Lindsey Stevens. Not going to get him today. Saliba is on fire.
Well, stunning bit of work there. Conversion was successful, 21-20. As you mentioned, Ryan Mattias. Well, Mattias grew up watching his father play rugby. His very first memory. Father played for 35 years, and now Mattias continues the family name and tradition. Nguyen, though, gets this one. It's been tipped back. San Diego Legion. But just under 5 minutes in this first half to go. They fought their way back, scored 3 tries. And the Houston SaberCats, they have 2 tries. Box kick there from Augsburger. Comes down towards the touchline, and Truvel lets this one go. They're going to go all the way back because they were outside the 22.
A bit of a gift there from San Diego, and maybe letting the foot off the accelerator just a little bit. Just get the lead back after a barnstorming try, and then misjudging how the ball was taken behind the 22. So Houston with a chance, couple minutes left. It's been interesting so far, lots of lead changes. No one's really outright claimed this match.
A man from Sydney to throw, Stevens. Going to be accurate with this one. They fake to the front, and then stolen by the Legion. Nguyen has it. Well inside the 22 as they shift it across. Legion with Saliba. Audsley streaming onto this one. Cuts back in. Flicks the pass away. Still with Saliba. This man can play. San Diego Legion, tremendous talent in their back line. Can run from anywhere. Leader puts this one high. Sun here for Elkins to handle. Nguyen comes down. It's a monstrous tackle. Nguyen has put in the shot. Short has ball. Ball still there. Knocked back, but Taku Nguyen following up makes a superb legal hit. And well, those old legs and old shoulders can still carry him.
We asked before the match, didn't we, Dallin, about the speed of Taku Nguyen? Is it still there? And maybe he's not as lightning fast, but he's still faster than almost everybody on the field, and a great hit. As much as he likes to score tries, loves to light it up as well, but you got to go all the way back to this lineout because Cam Dolan is causing nightmares for the Houston hooker Stevens when he tries to throw it. Second time he's taken the ball off the top. Credit to the work in the lineout by the San Diego Legion. It was San Diego who had to work on their scrum. It's Houston. They need to work on their lineout.
They certainly do, the tall timber. 6'8" Cam Dolan, product of Life University. Family for the game as well. 50 to 60 messages on Facebook from his father. Didn't lock him in the end. Anyway, so here goes San Diego Legion. They go to the right-hand side. It's stolen. Good flick, opening space in front of Augsburger. Cuts back in. Truvel has him. Now to the ground they go. San Diego piling on the pressure. Big contact there on CC Mahoney, and that's turned things around. The SaberCats, they will take the scrum inside their 22.
Again, San Diego very dangerous with ball in hand, and a few questions of the defense of this SaberCat team. Talking about the strength of the San Diego scrum and how they struggled against Seattle in week 1, and a few changes, as we mentioned, since then, and it looks like Dolph Bota, loose head prop, has really been solidifying things.
It certainly has. The hard man, they're going to reset this, and Tui Halamaku as well, switching to the front row, the man from Inglewood, California. He's done well as well. Pat Blair, former singer, and now 7s and 15s player. It's been a lot, hasn't
Yeah, Dallin, keep your eyes on this number 1, Sione Tui Alamaka. He just started playing prop this year. And you talk about a tall order. You want to come into a professional league, play against some seasoned props, international props. Credit the strength of Tui Alamaka. Goes about 6'2" and 285 pounds. And we saw him warming up earlier and looked at the legs on him. He is an absolute beast.
Massive frame, and that certainly helped the set piece. And there you see it again. SaberCats will get this one through Murphy, and a blue dummy there from Pangilinan. They had them inside the 22. SaberCats going back under pressure. Last few moments left of the first half. The Legion leading by 1. This kick is in the field of play. It's knocked down there. Good attempt though from Esdale. And in the end, it's going to be a scrum to San Diego.
Just knocked on by Esdale. So hard to field one of these. Touched by yellow jersey, and so the scrum now. 40 minutes have gone by, but the official time is on the wrist of the referee, Dallin, which is why we continue past the 40-minute mark. And San Diego with one more chance. I like the way that they're playing expansive, opportunistic rugby with ball in hand. They're not done playing yet.
No, they certainly aren't. Rob Hoadley has his charges. Really regrouping after that first loss of the season. They came back strongly last week. Beat the Warriors 51-24 at home. And now Osberger yet again. Leader. Ball to Mattias. Ryan Mattias in open space. Keep the change. Mattias! No! So close to the line. Forced the pass. It went forward.
JP Duplessis was right there for support. Would have been a sure try. A little bit late.
Wow. Ryan Mattias, I was celebrating that score before you got over the try line.
And a set piece move that worked for the blindside wing, and you love that from the blindside coming in when it's your turn, and tag leader holds it up just perfectly and hits Mattias into the gap. And Mattias almost finishes, but just the detail at the end leaves a try begging.
So San Diego scored 3 tries from Anthony Salaba. And meanwhile, it's 2 scores from the Houston SaberCats. Kalenisau has 1 try and wins it. We're going to go down field side to Stacey Pates.
Coach, talk to me a little bit about you came into this game knowing you needed to concentrate more on the set pieces. Are you pleased with what you're seeing in the first half?
Yeah, I think we've had a good impact. Both of us come in, and CC, we've got a bit of extra weight in there. We've just got to make sure one of the other set pieces we've got to take care of is the restarts. In fact, I've been good in the scrum and the line out, but we've hurt us field position-wise from the restarts, so something we'll have to tie up second half.
All right, good luck in the second half. Thanks for stopping.
Thank you very much.
Guys?
Rob Hoadley. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll bring you more action here from beautiful stadium at Torero, San Diego. It's San Diego Legion 21, SaberCats 20.
Yeah, my bad. I honestly thought I was going to step on you at least once. I was like, damn it, that was my first time right there. I was like, no, damn, right at halftime. Okay, so neither one of us are moving. Yeah, we're just standing there. Yeah, I was expecting him there.
It's the San Diego Legion that have come from behind, and they lead the Houston SaberCats 21-20 after halftime. We expected a thrilling match, and it's been delivered so far. Plenty of action on the field, some early kicks, and then, of course, some great tries as well. 5 in total in the first 40. And the head coaches, well, they're in for an interesting second half, and these are the highlights. And it started off turnover possession and long-range stuff here from the San Diego Legion. Not afraid to keep ball in hand. It's Duplessis with a breakout. Support, but he manages to find loopers and runners, and then finally gives it to Nate Orsberger. And then the finish, the fend, the strong running, the carry from the outside center. Saliba gets over.
And he wasn't done. Dylan Audsley shrugs off a tackle, then looks for the offload, and who does he find? Welcome to the Anthony Saliba highlight show for his second, and he is not done in the half. But Houston comes roaring back. Matt Truville looks to Elkins. Now Elkins goes Main Street right over the top of Dylan Audsley, lays it back into the hands of Murphy, and then a wide open Sam Windsor, and he'll dot one down for Houston as well. They get within reach once again. Mattias from the weak side wing, a great play from Augsburger. Taku Nguyen comes in at the scrum half position. Duplessis with a big pass over the top. Audsley finds, guess who? Saliba. Saliba in for 3 tries, hat trick in the first half. Down Stanford, reminds me of you back in the day.
So more rugby tomorrow coming your way at 5 Eastern. Join CBS Sports Network as we bring you live coverage of the USA Rugby Division 1A Championship game. Don't miss as life battles Cal for the national title right here on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. We're going to take another short break. Stay with us. It's the San Diego Legion that have 21. The Houston SaberCats have 20. Plenty more to come.
And 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Week 3 of Major League Rugby sees San Diego Legion up 21-20 against Houston after the first 40 minutes in our game of the week. Well, stay tuned for next Friday night. Join CBS Sports Network in Utah for more intense Major League Rugby action as the Warriors kick off against the Austin Elite at 9 Eastern, only on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. We're going to take another short break and we'll bring you the second half up soon. Stay with us. It's San Diego Legion 21, Houston 20. Welcome back to sunny California. Well, the Golden State has witnessed 5 tries in the first half, and it's the home side, the San Diego Legion, that lead Houston SaberCats 21-20. Well, the man of the moment, Saliba, has scored 3 tries, and here's another look at some of the heroic efforts that he finished off.
Well, it's exactly the same formula, a little bit of pace, and he'll create some on his own, but he gets a full gallop going, so hard to stop. We mentioned the length of his arms, 6 foot 5 inches at outside center, carries about 230 pounds. He's done a lot of work, and I tell you what, while we're loving on Anthony Saliba, another ambassador for the game of rugby, he and his father Rob have a non-profit that sets up orphanages in Kathmandu in Nepal. They do good work around the world as well. Good stuff by the Salibers on and off the field.
Oh, it certainly is tremendous stuff from him. Now let's go sideline to Stacey.
Well, gentlemen, going back to what you talked about at the start of the show, the discipline that the Houston SaberCats needed to present on the pitch today, Justin Fitzpatrick told me they are being punished for each and every one of their mistakes out there tonight, and they must minimize those errors going into the second half.
Well, they certainly do. Thank you so much for that sideline reporting there. Beautiful afternoon turning into evening here in San Diego. Tuck in Aguena, all smiles as the home side come out. And it's what you want, playing in front of your fans, your family. They're on the beer garden. They're just loving this atmosphere.
Yeah, and it's a great match, too. 1 point, the difference. And you'd think after the amount of ball that we've seen, the excitement, and really the tail end of that second half, where really San Diego started to kind of dominate in the open field. But Dallin, we talked about it at halftime. You know, there's really not a whole lot of structure to this game. It's wide open, and I worry about these teams when they come against a more structured opponent, the Glendales, the Seattles of the MLR, and they're going to have to be able to play structured too. And Houston, like I said before, concerns on defense. If I'm Justin Fitzpatrick, maybe they'll put some fixes in for the second half.
Well, let's see how these sides go. This is match number 8 in the 2018 Major League Rugby competition. Chris Asmus with the whistle gets us underway. It's the San Diego Legion to kick off in red and black on the right of your screen. Tag leader puts it to the right boot, goes towards the touchline there, and the SaberCats try to get this, but one bounce into touch will give them a line out.
Maybe Elkins a little bit interfered with, but no call from Chris Asmus, the referee, and ball drifts into touch. It'll be a Houston ball nonetheless. I thought maybe a little bit of contact in the air there.
chance here for Lindsay Stevens to get things going in the second period.
Well, Cam Dolan has been wreaking havoc on this Houston line out in the first half. We'll see if they can right the ship here, and they do. They go over Dolan.
Dribble has it at the back there nicely, and Meeson getting involved. Played with the NorCal Pelicans, man from Sebastopol, California, produced a lot of good players over the years. Windsor had such a say in the first half. They go to the air yet again. This is how they started the first 40. This one able to bounce, so trouble here for Audsley. It's coming down, knocked on. The follow-up was good, and just putting a hand down there. Esdale thought he was away to the races.
Oh, you know, I thought he was going to make my prophecy come true. Down a little bit of space in the ball in the hands of Esdale, but unkind, just stays a little bit too low and a knock-on instead. But look, the chase there, and if that ball does hang up in the air for him, he's off.
Well, it's a funny old game, and the bounce of the ball can change the game so quickly. And Malaki Esdale, well, the 22-year-old has tremendous speed. Shouldn't let the ball bounce, is what the coaches always tell you as a player. It's very tough, though, with sun in your eyes and the high ball. So
you can see tag leader right there shielding his eyes. You can tell the sun's going to be a factor for San Diego now that the script has been flipped.
For the home side with Nate Orsberger. And then Dolan picks up. Cam Doble gets the fan going, and the offload too short. Another little fancy flick. It's Duplessis, eludes one. This one knocked on. No advantage coming. SaberCats had a chance at it and then spilt it forward.
Well, there seems to be no answer from the 8-man pickup for San Diego. Cam Dolan, every time he touches that ball, is getting gain line without any contest.
I really like the look as well. JP Duplessis, well, man from Stellenbosch, and what a rugby family he comes from. We just announced Miller Duplessis playing on the HSBC Sevens World Series, his brother, at 18 years old.
Absolutely, and Neil Powell, the coach for South Africa, told me that he is one of the ones to watch in the future. Could be the backbone of the South African Sevens team for years to come. Take a look at the reserves. Diego Maciera, the workman from Northeastern, played for Mystic River up in Boston. And some good players, Justin Allen in particular, the biggest lock in MLR. And when he comes in to substitute at 6'9", adds a little bit of punch from the bench and some able bodies in the backs as well. San Diego has some able reserves as well in the form of Covey, national team player Purpura, and Nathan Sylvia from Cal Poly. And then a few backs, another Cal product, Nicholas Boyer, U.S. Sevens player, Malin Al-Jabori, and then the footwork of Nema Fuala'au, if he can get on the field, can be a game breaker when you need him.
Don't forget the boot of Ben Seamer as well, kept with the U.S. side, from Argentina. So back to the live action we go. It's the SaberCats. They get a short on penalty. They can tap and go at the base. Here they go with Windsor now, looking for a short ball and a hard line coming in there from Connor Mills. Contact at the breakdown. Not running away, so Murphy wants to get this game going.
Number 12, roll clear.
A little bit lazy in the roll away from JP Duplessis, but that crash ball wasn't fooling anybody. Duplessis comes up and takes that tackle nicely. There we see there, just kind of loitering there, and the law is pretty clear on this one. If you make the tackle, your first job is to roll away from the tackle area and give the attacking team a chance to use the ball quickly.
So it gives the SaberCats a chance for 3 points here. Well, their preseason, we mentioned how long it was. They won 12 games, drew 2 and lost 2. No other team played anything close to that. Well, this SaberCat outfit used to adversity. They were challenged technically and rose on those occasions. So important 3 here for Sam Windsor. It's a lovely strike and brings 3 to the scoreboard. The SaberCats take the lead here in the second half, 23-21.
Windsor's been automatic on the tee today. 9 points from the boot of Windsor so far, just in penalties. Native from New South Wales, Bungendore, Australia. Now a Houstonian.
Here we go.
Houstonian? What is it?
Fans online tuning in, letting us know what it is. Ron Cole, of course, will be the first to respond. As tag leader goes to the right. Bit of shade over there. Ball's been knocked, so it comes back, reclaiming possession. 7 style here for Orsley. Puts it to the left boot, over the top. Space there to operate, but then picked up by Meeson. And Murphy with a grubber kick towards the touchline. This one will go out, so Leader thought about going quickly and then wait for his team to arrive.
You know, not only can Salibert do it at center in the open field of play as far as attacking, but he was responsible for getting that ball at the restart as well.
Blair to feed the San Diego side. Well, they're out the services of Eagle, Tony Lamborn and Mike Teo. Also missing Mungo Mason and Aaron Mitchell.
Well, of course, the latest speculation, the rumors about Chris Wiles perhaps coming back stateside, and that's got a lot of American rugby fans excited about the prospect of the
In the air, number 5.
stalwart U.S. player and Saracen legend.
One of the greatest players of all time that we've seen here.
Well, we talk about the third set piece really here, Dallin, the restart kick. And look at Salibert, 6'5". I told you his height. Boom, goes up for the ball and wins it cleanly for Augsburger at the back. It's an automatic possession when you can time it just right.
But you've got to feel, of course, this California sunshine attracting players from all over the world. And you mentioned Wiles. I mean, if they got somebody with his pedigree, it'll certainly help as they get into the postseason. They win this game to San Diego. The lineup, though, goes a begging for them. And Garber has this for the SaberCats. Man from Virginia Beach played with the San Diego Breakers last season, and now with the SaberCats. They go wide. Kalenisau inserts himself. Fijian takes it to the far side.
Use it!
Murphy been told to use it, needs to dig it out of there. Strong defensive line coming in. They force the turnover to the Legion.
Scrum advantage.
San Diego just have the scrum advantage, but they want to get it out and stop playing running rugby. If they can put it to space as well, they will. Chase comes down here. Esdale has it. Pressure with Mattias. It's 1-on-1. Good tackle from Ryan Mattias trying to force the turnover. But he's gone high.
Above the shoulder line.
That's too bad. You know, Mattias has done a great job of bottling up Esdale. We've seen him with a few kick chases, but really nothing in hand to speak of from Esdale against Mattias today. You take a look here, very clear on the ruling here. Dangerous tackle anytime the arm slips above the shoulder, goes around the neck. It is a dangerous tackle, or high tackle as a lot of people like to call it. And so the penalty goes to Houston. Substitutes starting to warm up. One of the subs we didn't mention for the Houston SaberCats, Kyle Sumption, one of the national team players for the U.S. Eagles. Likely a back row replacement, add some punch as well.
I suppose we'll have a big say in this game as we get on. Just 7.5 minutes gone in the second period. 23-21. Ball at the back has been stolen here from the Legion side, and they're taking into contact.
Advantage over.
Advantage is now over. The dummy is thrown from Terori. They don't fall for it. Truval is all over it.
Tackle, John. I'm unsighted.
Maudsley on the right-hand side.
Play on.
Comes on a short ball. Dylan Maudsley, also from the Clyde Rugby family. Brother played at Occidental. There's a crash forward. Jay Harmon from the On-Back Rugby Club and born in America, Samoa. The width here for Duplessis. Steps off the left foot. They go and surround him. They know how dangerous he can be. Salibert tries to dig this one out, and off their feet is the call, so the penalty now switches to San Diego.
Not supporting his own weight.
So take a look here in the ruling from Chris Asmus, the referee. If you're going to compete for the ball, you're going to put your hands on the ball, you got to be supporting your own weight. And right there, as the player's getting rolled off of that ruck, is adjudged to not have his weight supported by those feet. Kind of a 50-50 call, in my opinion. Seen it go both ways, really, but pretty clear instruction from Asmus, and Houston to benefit.
Yeah, speaking of Houston, they've got Sumption, Kyle Sumption. You just mentioned him, the 28-year-old, onto the field right now. He replaces Cecil Garber, and there'll be a chance for him to shine now as Blair has an opportunity for San Diego Legion. Better stuff. Short gets this one up. There's a ball boy on the field. Oh, he slips there as he goes on the sideline. But ball is still live here with Blair. They've isolated Blair. but it's a penalty. Augsburger. Not on the mark, says referee Asmus.
I think Asmus is just making sure there's no more small humans on the field chasing rugby balls.
Number 8, swimming at the mall. Changing shoulders.
Swimming at the mall, Dallin. There, another look here, errant ball. Nice job, good commitment though, you gotta say, by the ball boy.
Cross kick down for the side there, still taken though by the SaberCats. Looking for a long range breakout. Good ball up midfield.
That's adventurous stuff, but it's
there
stolen
it is,
by
JP
JP.
Duplessis. Duplessis stepping off the left, still going. Well helped there, and here they go for the line, charging over. Blair, try award it, just needs to touch the upright. It's Duplessis with a special steal, and Pat Blair looks to have scored for the home side.
It was very opportunistic. I was just about to talk about the adventuresome aspect of running the ball out of their own 5 meters, the SaberCats. And look at JP Duplessis, just goes in there and absolutely pilfers that ball, steals it, and then works his way towards the line. Pat Blair, the scoop, and not enough yellow jerseys in front of him, grounds the ball against the post, which is as good as being on the line. And Pat Blair, I like Pat Blair. You know, not only is he a good guy off the field to talk to, funny, charismatic, but he's worked so hard. Saw him at Central Washington. He was a flanker back then, even played some center. But his future was as a hooker in the 15s game, and he's really worked on that. I talked to him earlier today, Dallin. He was talking about, well, you know, it's kind of a new position for me. I do like throwing the line-out balls, but he's just so committed to the team and to changing up, doing whatever it takes to get on the field.
He certainly is so versatile, as you mentioned. Blair gets the try, converted by Audsley. 28-23, San Diego Legion strike back here in the second half. 11 minutes gone. This kick into the sun, so Mattis has to let it go. Tremendous stuff there from San Diego, get themselves back in this game. It all started with that cross kick as well, and the SaberCats decided to run it out.
Yeah, and kind of surprising at first, but then you thought about, you know, I'm talking to Pangelinan about the style of play of this Houston SaberCat, running rugby, loves it, adventurous stuff. Sometimes it comes back to haunt you, though, and that's exactly what happened. They got bit by their own opportunistic chances.
Line up there, Dolan is secure. San Diego Legion side. Moreland around the fringes. Ball still there. It's Tui Halamaka that has it. Big number 1. There he goes. Tui Halamaka over the 10. Counter not good enough. So Augsburger puts it downtown. He still has to chase back. The ball's running towards his own try line. Mattis comes up and Pangelinan, with nothing else, has to put it to the toe. Ben Seamer is on the field here for the San Diego Legion, wearing 22. He wants to go quickly. The referee's going to say the mark is set.
Thanks, Paul. Move across. Move across.
We mentioned the prop, Tui Alamaka, before, doing a lot of work, and, you know, taking a guy who's never played prop, putting him at prop position. We talked about that. Comes from a notorious family of football players from the University of Arizona. His brother, Pai Tui Alamaka, Vuna Tui Alamaka, also famous for the Wildcat football nation.
Not yet, we're too early.
Their secret sauce is their uncle, Nahumi Tui Alamaka, who is a trainer and really worked with all these guys. Even Ryan Mattias and Brett Thompson, who played for the Legion as well, worked with Tui Alamaka. He is the natural strength and conditioning bodybuilding champion at squats from 1993. 925-pound squat. I asked Brett Thompson about his workouts. He says they're legendary. You don't want to do one, but they work.
That is mental. I'm never going near the gym when he is around. They go to the front. San Diego Legion successful in that take, and now they go to the big unit. CC Mahoney bumps one off. Dolan drops this, was looking up. Dolan thought he could probably give a no-look loop pass. Goes to ground, so this brings Houston back in the game.
Well, it's only 5 points, you know, and surprisingly, we've seen a lot of these tries scored by an expansive running San Diego Legion team, but, you know, Houston's managed to keep themselves right in it through the footwork of Sam Windsor off the tee. and a couple of key tries. And as much running rugby as we've seen from San Diego, they haven't run away with the game yet.
Thank you.
No, they certainly haven't. They have the momentum so far. And getting to off-field stuff that San Diego have been involved in. Well, a lot of stuff in the community work with the local high school teams. Rugby in San Diego is massive, of course. And Zach Tess was telling me they've gone out to many of those programs to show what they can do. And also 3 of their players today were down early at the North Island Naval Base as part of the grand opening and dedication to the new Dunkin' Donuts store. So they're getting out there supporting the folks that are supporting them in this wonderful game. SaberCats, solid scrum from the men from Texas.
It's coming around.
Murphy looks around at referee Asmus, wants to know if it's still okay. Ball's at the back there for Truvel. And they get the penalty. Scrum time for the Houston side, and they're high-fiving each other up front.
Number 1 driving across.
Well, they certainly sorted out their scrum, has this Houston SaberCat team. And after really a first half of sticking right in there for the San Diego Legion at scrum time, they seem to have really started to yield a little bit in the front there. You know, and sometimes that's fatigue.
Yeah, it started to move then.
You know, do they have subs who can come in and replace Tui Alamaka?
No problem.
You know, has he played enough minutes now? And should he be subbed out? They do have some players on the bench who can come in.
Of course,
and give some minutes. We'll see if Rob Hoadley starts to rotate the front row just a bit.
Well, still 25 minutes to go in this game. Plenty of action. Sam Windsor, the 30-year-old, lines this one up. Similar position to where he struck the last one. This one to bring them within 2 points. The visiting side have done just that. 28-26, 55 minutes gone. Penalties keeping them in touch.
Just like that, here comes Anthony Purpura. Tui Alamaka takes a break, and Hoadley decides to ring in the changes.
Ben Seamer, one of those changes there. Gonzaga College High School, University of Maryland. Played at the Rocky Gorge Rugby Club as well. He finds Pangilinan onto the field. There is Derek Broussard. In fact, sorry, that is Justin Allen for the SaberCats. Getting their players involved as well as Turnbull takes it to the ground.
Leave it, boys.
Keeping ball in hand just outside their 22. Using the frame of Meeson to set it up.
Use it!
Murphy.
It's out now. Use it.
Shapes up for the pass kick. Ball is out, and all over there was Blair diving in. He heard the referee say ball was out. And the steal is good. Augsburger fires it away. El Jaburi flicks it away. Gone forward. Dangerous stuff, though.
9 clearly played it with his hands back.
Well, Connor Murphy was digging that ball out of the base of the ruck, Dallin, and thought he had some time, and thought the ball was technically still in. And just as he was reaching for it again, it was already in the hands of Pat Blair from the opposition. So maybe a little quicker on the reaction time next time for Connor Murphy.
Do you understand?
San Diego keeping the ball in hand, perhaps the wrong place of the field. They choose to kick here in the half, and here's another look at it.
Outside.
Here's Malin Al-Jabori from the U.S. Sevens team.
Crouch!
And he tries that backdoor offload pass and just drifts forward a little bit.
Stand up, pre-engage.
So last scrum clearly dominated by the SaberCats, and we'll see if the changes with Purpura coming in for Tui Alamaka in the front row for San Diego makes a difference.
And while there's a quick break here, of course, if you need to get your tickets for the next home fixtures, of course, don't forget the Houston SaberCats. They'll be at home May 26th and June 2nd. And then the San Diego Legion will be at home on June 17th and June 23. SDLegion.com for the San Diego tickets and HoustonSaberCats.com for the Texas side of things. Make sure you come support running rugby. And look at Purpura just lifted out of that scrub. Murphy then able to get it out.
Both up.
And this kick under pressure and leaning back was Pangilinan. Estelle throws it back in field though, so not out. Play on as Truvel comes to the rescue. Still well inside their half.
And that was super sloppy. Good job by Osea Kalinis out to clean up that trash from the missed kick.
Assumption involved there as well off the bench, the 28-year-old, and Murphy goes to the air. Audsley in a good position, has Nguenya if he needs him. Drifts across field. Dylan Audsley. Couldn't get that flick pass away, but lays it back nicely. Legion, 3-on-2. Nguenya sets up on the outside. Saliba, strong contact on him. San Diego Legion with Blair. Throws the dummy. Blair had Harmon with him. Benzema loses that one. Chance here for SaberCats, just scrum advantage.
Scrum advantage.
They fire it across. Good contact here on this side.
Always under pressure. Always under pressure.
Couldn't quite get free.
Subs making an impact here, but the answer to, did Purpura stabilize the scrum for San Diego? The answer is no, because he got popped up straight out of the first re-rack.
Time off, please. Water break.
Take a look here, Esdale going to work, but again, he's been bottled up pretty nicely today.
Can we just make sure we give him space, though, so he has somewhere to go? Thank you.
We're going to take a 60-second break and be back
break,
soon. It's San Diego 28, Houston 26, here in the second half. Stay with us.
Ouais, je comprends.
Welcome back. Just 2 points separating these two great sides in Week 3. Major League Rugby action here on CBS Sports. And Torero Stadium has witnessed a tremendous effort as we look to close out this game. And the San Diego side keeping the pressure here on the SaberCats.
Be a referee one day.
Sun just starting to fade. And I don't know if it's still a factor for the deep three for San Diego. Looks like Dylan Audsley looking over at the scrum, still has to shield the face with his hand. You never know about the sun, you know, and which angle the ball is going to be kicked. That's going to be the crucial one that's so hard to handle.
So San Diego Legion scored 4 tries, just 2 tries from the SaberCats, but they have 4 penalties from the boot of Sam Windsor. Brought the back there from Matt Truvel. Truvel leads the academy in the Houston region, works with the next generation of players as he drives us forward. They get another scrum penalty, and you saw the players popping up in the front. Not a good sign for the Legion. Oh, Blair getting angry there. A little push to the back.
Well, you know, I told you that number 9, Connor Murphy, can be a little bit chippy, and I think he just gets in the ear of Pat Blair after popping him up again in the scrum, and Blair took exception and communicated that in perhaps a physical way.
Well, Blair off the field, one of the nicest guys you'll see. Of course, tensions are high here into the final 20 minutes of this game.
Well, and this scrum might have an impact on the outcome of this match here in the last 20 minutes. So here's the situation. Boyer comes in at scrum half. Taku Nguenya goes off the field, and Nate Augsburger is now going to be on the right-hand wing instead of Nguenya. So the wings are still Mattias on the left, and now it's Augsburger who will take over on the right-hand side. He's no stranger, played some test match rugby at the wing, so a handy player. Augsburger will be fine wherever he is in the back line.
Contest there up front, but it still comes to the SaberCats as Windsor looks to set Assumption on a run to the halfway line. SaberCats haven't had a lot of attacking opportunities in enemy territory, and they just put the kick over the top, and
number 13 offside.
They will draw a penalty for offside play.
Where are we?
Perhaps too far for a shot at goal here.
Here? Okay. Number 13 offside. Thanks, Polo. Shot a goal.
Well, most of the time we've been calling number 13 for the Legion. It's been all positive today, but a penalty there. And Windsor, who's been deadly off the tee, is going to rack one up.
Thanks.
We were just talking about Matt Truval getting involved with their rugby academy. They set up there in Houston. Well, they've got a skills clinic coming up May 12th at Katy Rugby. And well, the Katy Barbarians, they have hundreds of young kids playing this game. And that's the beautiful thing, rugby being such a fast-growing sport.
Well, you look at this team. Connor Mills playing inside center for Houston. His father is the one who set up the youth rugby at Woodlands because Connor had nowhere to play. You talk about father of the year, man. You set up a rugby club that springboards your son into a professional rugby contract eventually, man. That's good stuff.
We need to hire that man right now. So penalty attempt just inside the half. This will be the biggest kick of the day so far. Sam Windsor looking to prove the commentators wrong, but it goes to the left-hand side. Be a 22-meter dropout for the San Diego Legion.
I'm not sure that ball had the legs to get there anyways, but you know, certainly within his range. And of all the kicks he's made, how important will that miss kick be at the end?
That would have given them the 1-point lead. So here we go with Ben Seamer. On the field there too is Jack Riley, wearing 18. He's on for the SaberCats. And this one comes down to Assumption. SaberCats just short of the 10, and Assumption picks it up. He put the ball down, and beautiful inside flick to Stevens. Stevens inside the 22. Excellent passage of play here from the SaberCats. No look pass back on the inside to Turnbull. Turnbull looking alive in the midfield. There's the man that had the break. Stevens, all of that Assumption offload. We're still here on the right-hand side. Looking to batter it up with Chris Coyle, Arizona State product. Houston want to get that third try and go ahead if they can. Difficult one to take at the bootstraps. That knocked that on. Blair piles into this one. He may be angry, but he's talented. This one goes high.
Under pressure, no advantage.
No advantage coming. Going to come back here for the knock-on.
Well, just unfair ask there of Jack Riley, wearing the number 18 for the SaberCats. Just gets that unkind pass a little bit too low, and you want the prop to catch the ball every time. You better throw it right into his digits, and not the case for Jack Riley. Unfortunate, the man from the rugby school, the original, where Webb Ellis took the ball in 1823 and had a gallop and started this whole thing. It's a lucky institution.
Well, what an amazing bit of history there at the rugby school in England.
Okay, who do you got, boys? 5? Okay. Thank you.
Well, we'll see if San Diego now can win its own scrum after getting doubled over the last couple from Houston.
So Paga Hanigi on from and played rugby in Santa Monica and the Marist Club as well. He stabilizes the Houston scrum at the back. They're going to reset things here, not looking stable.
I'll tell you what I see. I haven't seen much of an issue from him. Can we just make sure we're ready? Thank you.
Inside or out? The rider. Inside or out? Yeah. Inside or out?
Inside.
Yeah, the front row players just pointing the fingers, saying, "Watch him, sir," to the referee.
Of course.
Don't forget this weekend, of course. Tomorrow, tune in for the Saturday game. It's the Glendale Raptors at the Utah Warriors, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That should be a classic. And yesterday, if you missed it, Austin Elite, they defeated Nola Gold 50-17. And that scrum, penalty, and pressure shows it's the Houston side that have the ascendancy.
And that is just, it looks like Nathan Sylvia just comes in as a sub prop and gets driven into the ground. Just too much pressure. You look at the top of your screen there, and when your shoulders start to dip, there's no way to hold that back, and Sylvia, instead of holding the weight of that scrum, gets forced to the ground. And so a penalty for bringing the scrum down against Nathan Sylvia from Cal Poly. Well, Windsor a little bit closer this time, about 20 meters closer down. You got to think that this one might correct the mistake from the last kick.
Well, Hoadley did not want his scrum under pressure. Of course, they found themselves giving away a penalty here. Houston SaberCats with Sam Windsor. Beautifully struck, just chips it through the uprights. It's the Houston SaberCats now that take the lead, 29-28.
Well, right out of the gates in the first half, it was a 1-point lead from San Diego, and now 1-point lead for Houston. It was something that Matt Hawkins shared with us before the game from the San Diego Legion. He said that they were trying to really build a youth movement here and young players and really developing them. But if you have a bunch of young players in the front row, sometimes that works against you, and I think that might be one of the elements that's working against this Legion team right now, is you needed some experience in that front row.
Well, Kalinisau there, and then Joey Yosefa may have taken the field. We'll get a confirmation of that in just a second. The former
Same player, play on.
New England Patriot as Al Jabriori drops the shoulder down.
Leave it 20.
Boyer digs this one out, and Seema, they've got Audley with them. Dolan. Touchline came ranging up on the left-hand side. With Purapura just grabbed this one and managed to maintain possession for the San Diego Legion. They're going to strike right back. Midfield there with Duplessis. Goes across. Osberger can't handle.
Well, you mentioned Joey Yosefa. He has come in at center for the SaberCats. 2,200 career yards at the University of Hawaii from American Samoa. He was a quarterback.
Yeah,
275-pound quarterback in high school back in American Samoa. They went 12-2 with him under center. But if he gets the ball, 23, wearing the number 23, if he gets the ball, first touch last week in the MLR, scored a try.
2 issues here on that side.
He was involved in that left-hand side and took 3 or 4 plays to bring him down.
We need more spacing.
Such a solid frame.
Thank you. Yeah, but more space from you as well.
So into the last 10 minutes we move. 1 point separating these sides. The lead has changed tremendously throughout this game. It's 5 penalties from fly-half Sam Windsor that has kept this Houston side intact.
Stay.
Scrum moves through the 90 this side, and another penalty. It comes to the Houston. 3 in a row for the SaberCats.
Trouble spot there. And, you know, Rob Hoadley, when you talk to him, he's usually so composed and pretty mellow about this whole thing. You've got a sense that if you talk to him about this, he'd be pretty casual about it as well, and not really panicky. It's just not his style, but really some head scratching going on for me if you're Rob Hoadley and trying to figure out how to right this front row and really get the scrum back on the board as
clearly
an asset.
Going backwards, the loose head is not staying straight. He's got to stay in the contest. 100%. I'm not penalizing for simply going backwards. I just need him to stay straight. Loose head prop.
I think it's, oh, you mean over the glasses. Gotcha. Yeah.
So here the referee, Chris Asmus, there saying that the loose head prop is not staying straight.
Loose head prop, not straight under pressure.
And right now that would be Anthony Papura. And in comes another sub for the San Diego Legion. That's Gil Covey. And Pat Blair looks like he's going to be jogging off. So a great day for Pat Blair at the office. Been all over the field as usual. Mostly on target in his line-out throws, but can't ask for any more than 70 minutes plus for Pat Blair.
SaberCats knocked this one down. They're under pressure at the lineup. Dominating at the scrum, though, so they have to knock it back.
Tackle!
San Diego Legion come flying in, but still stays with the men from Texas.
How close are we, Stacy?
And they go to Ani'i. Windsor with that characteristic
20.
high ball of his. Aldsley composed underneath it, gets the step and the fan driving. It's how he set up that try earlier. Augsburger's there in support. He just wants to come in and take the contact, set things up, get the Houston defenders back. Quick hands. Big, strong collision up midfield. It's a maul. And it's the SaberCats that hold strong. They keep the ball up. And let's go down to the SaberCat bench with Stacey.
Thank you so much. I spoke with Charlie Hewitt moments ago, and he told me they're very confident in their scrum, and that's something that you've seen helped turn the momentum in their direction thus far. He also said, along with dominating in the scrum, they're also dominating in the aerial games. That's something to continue to watch in this later minutes of the second half.
Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with that assessment on the winning the aerial contest. It's been a little bit back and forth. A domination in the air is maybe a little bit of a stretch, but they certainly have gone to the air a lot more of late. But I think Dylan Audsley's been doing a pretty good job at the back today.
If the scrum goes down, they're going to reset things again. We're in for a very tense finish here at Torero Stadium. 7 minutes to go.
We'll just move away from the divot.
Of course, a yellow card could be on offer here if San Diego infringe.
And right now, if you're going to have one good scrum from your side.
Let's go, please.
You know, all the forces and all the laws of physics working on these front rows, it's really incumbent upon each front row to stay stable and do their part to maintain stability in the scrum. So if one side gets either forced up out of the scrum or forced down in the scrum and can't hold their weight, it's because of the pressure, and if you can't hold the pressure, then the penalty goes against you. A much better effort by San Diego this time, and there's the man that takes all of the effort.
Yes, Sefo, the big steam train, 26-year-old with 3 players on him to bring him down. And now Sumshit, all the players to the left-hand side for the SaberCats, so they've got to work that way. Stevens in possession right now, such an active player. And now driving again up front there.
Tackle! Stay back here. Use the...
Good work there from Ani'i. Whole forward pod, stacked out to the left. The SaberCats just want to grind this upfield. I know there's 6 minutes left in the game.
16.
Sumption yet again. Working in groups of 3. They keep it in hand. Thought about a kick and then threw the 50-50 ball. It's been claimed.
That was a great take. Looked like Elkins brought that.
Kalenisau with a drop kick attempt out of nowhere. Osea Kalenisau! Can you believe it? In the words of Ron Burgundy, you stay classy, it's over!
Well, 5 minutes left. Who would have expected the drop kick? But Kalenisau, and that's just wisdom. That is sheer rugby IQ and confidence. And everybody is thinking that the ball is going to stay in open play, and that's another phase, another runner, and Kalenisau just drops into the pocket, calls the ball, and calmly, wasn't necessarily the most beautiful of drop kicks, but effective.
Stunning bit of work there from the Fijian Sevens sensation. So a restart here, contestable. And it's the Houston SaberCats that lead 32-28. They've come out firing off the restart. The ball is there. It's been pinched beautifully. Silva was there, and Boyer goes to that far side. San Diego Legion need something special here. Down by 4, 4 minutes to go. In they go with their super subs.
Back.
Silva, and now Seema comes up wide here. Al Jabrori with a crowd behind him. Flicks the ball down. That ball has gone to the SaberCat hands.
Backwards.
Being claimed there by Jack Riley. Quick hands, they keep it tight. Rumbling forward again. Another strong carry by Yosefa. 3 times he's touched the ball and got over the advantage on every time. Still, SaberCats rumble it up. Look to keep it tight. Another big collision.
Crucial possessions here for San Diego. They got to manage a way to get one back. 3 minutes left, and the pressure is on the home team.
They pick and drive with Sumption. Got space on the left-hand side. San Diego now fan out. Kick over the top. Given possession to Dylan Orsley. They need a try here. Oh, Orsley can spark some magic. Cuts up midfield. Marius dives. Great flick though infield. Duplessis off the right. San Diego Legion, crowd on their feet. The clock ticks away. Sema, quick hands. Purpura. Still they work with Boyer to the right-hand side. The ball in hand. Teaming up there together. Mahoney involved as well. Beautiful flick. No-look pass on the outside. Sylvia into touch. Looks so dangerous.
Sub. Time off.
Let's go down to Stacey.
Well, Osea Kalinisau, of course, his teammates, his coaching staff, his fans will tell you that his play is worth $1 million. In Fiji, he's worth $7. How about this? The $7 bill, the only one in currency in the world, and Osea Kalinisau graces the cover of this. This is what his country did. You see his team here. His country, of course, won their first ever Olympic gold medal. So they commemorated the team. They also commemorated, excuse me, gosh, he's worth so much money, I hardly can put a word together. Well, when you think about how much this means to his team, Osea says, listen, we've started a legacy. It's not about him, it's about his team. It's worth $3.45 US. I think we need to go to Fiji.
Well, Stacey, I'll take it off your hands for $10 US if you want. No, make it 1,000. That's absolutely brilliant. Kalinisau, drop kick, rare in the game of 15s. Does happen though from time to time. Houston SaberCats, they're under pressure now, even though they lead by 4 points. 2 minutes to go.
And this is tough. Diego Maciera comes in as the substitute hooker, and his first throw, and this is always anxiety-ridden.
Maciera. Was that straight? Referee says no. It wasn't.
Not straight, and I told you, it's so hard to nail that first throw. It's only about a 7-meter throw, okay? But it's so hard to get that one straight, especially with the advantage game on the line.
Yeah, same mark. Can you move across? Perfect. Houston on the line.
Just a bit drifting to the right, and that ball has to be a fair contest.
In the line out. Yeah, move across.
Big time pressure. Here they go. San Diego Legion. Covey, he's on the money. Taken there by Tarori.
Sack is good. It's a tackle here. Leave it, Houston.
They've brought the lineup down effectively. Have the SaberCats.
No problem. Your own
Sema at first receiver.
Fresh wheels on the corner. Number 23. Fulao.
Got Audsley looping in there off the wing. Cam Dolan.
6.
These super substitutes, big time for them as the clock winds into the last 30 seconds. Algebrari takes it to the line.
Play the ball.
Salaber's on the right-hand side if they need him. They come to the left, though. Purpura, any turnover possession, and the SaberCats will boot this downfield. Sema, big tackle. High tackle advantage. And that's Kuala. Still here for San Diego Legion. They have the advantage. Stepping, Covey off the right. Algebrari. Sema darts across the far side. Well inside the 22. San Diego Legion have penalty advantage, but they can't kick the penalty. They need 4 points to tie, but they want to win this with 5, and there's no way to score 4. A try in the corner can do this. Round the back, Osberger. Spot tackle from Kalinisau. Potentially could save the day. Still here with Mattis. No, it's got into touch, but no. Still the penalty. Varney was not over.
Long advantage being played by the ref. Score. 4 points the difference. Must score a try if you're San Diego, and 80 minutes have gone by, but it can't end on a penalty.
21.
My, oh my, the
we were already
tension
over here.
at Torero.
No clear release. He got to his feet, never released the player. Yellow card. No, not in the red zone. 2 penalties. Clear release.
Multiple penalties. No clear release there in the tackle. So a penalty.
Just wait. Let's get him on the line.
And that is
on the line. Thanks.
Looks like.
No clear release.
Yeah, Pago Haini is going to sit. So the line out, and they're going to trust the throw of substitute hooker Gil Covey from San Diego State University, right here at home.
Here he goes to the top. This is the time, the moment in the game. Could be the moment of the season. San Diego Legion at home. The ball is at the back. The driving maul. Here they go. Covey. Now boy has to move it away. Seema cuts back in. The forward's all in front of him. Seema, a lot of pressure. SaberCat defense coming up at a tremendous speed. Been told to use it. Going for the line. Dolan just short. San Diego. Do they keep it tight? Do they try and rumble it in?
6 on the line. Hands
You need to be so accurate up front. They've got it on the line. Yes, that could be a try. We are Legion. They've done it. San Diego Legion. Time full on the clock. Have done it at the death. Unbelievable scenes.
You are kidding me. Great work there. And it's all of the forwards, but give special credit to Jay Harmon, wearing the number 5. He didn't score the try, but a couple of times throughout those phases, it was Jay Harmon with the go forward, putting the ball back, really no questions at all. Sometimes you see somebody, should I pick and jam, should I not pick and jam? Harmon absolutely delivered. Harmon is a guy who went to Houston for a tryout for the Combine last year, didn't make the team, and he came to Matt Hawkins here at San Diego and said, I'm available. And of course, Hawkins wanted him. The longtime on-back player, the local here from San Diego. Harmon's been great.
Stunning scenes here in San Diego. It's Ben Seema to add the extras as well. Flags are raised, 55-32. San Diego. Wow, they've done it. We're going to take a short break and come back. Stay with us. Take a look at this. 35-32. It's San Diego. They win it at the end.
Scored on the last try.
On the line, hands back.
It's confusing. It's confusing. My mom's been watching it for 20 years, still doesn't get it.
do I have to read anything? Okay, just say explain. And welcome back. It's San Diego Legion that scored the death, 35-32. They beat the Houston SaberCats in a thriller, where our X-Blades man of the match, a 3-try hero, Anthony Saliba, was tremendous today.
Well, and he's no stranger to the try zone. His entire college career looked kind of like this. Give him a little bit of space. Great hands. And you know, the thing about Saliba, not only great with the ball in hand and on the attack, but one of the things he does and so unsung for is his defense. Absolutely shut down his opposite number. Osea Kalinasau, a couple good touches today, but pretty quiet nonetheless, and a lot of that has to do with Saliba's work on defense as well.
Well, here he goes yet again, and what a star. We're going to go sideline. Stacey Pates has this man right now.
Listen, it is just a typical day at the office for this guy right here. How were you able to get a hat trick in the first 25 minutes of competition?
Well, I was just lines off my players, and they really opened it up for me. So hats to them, you know. I can't take any credit for that. That's the team's hat trick right there.
Well, and of course, a teammate like you makes it easy for these other guys to do their jobs as well. Talk to us about that last play. Such an incredible, exciting finish.
Oh, you can't beat it. Home crowd, last minute, you drive it over in a maul. It's just a beautiful play, exactly how we drew it up. You know, a whole lot of credit to the forwards. They put in a lot of work this week again, and we got it done.
What goals did this win meet for your team?
You know, we really wanted to come off our third week on a strong foot. You know, we have our last game at home for a while, and we just wanted to come off playing physical, playing fast, and I think we did that.
All right, thank you so much. Congratulations on an exciting win and 3 tries in the first 25 minutes. Just a regular day at the office.
Just another one, you know. Let's hope next week's the same thing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Time for another short break, and congratulations, San Diego! They win this clash in an absolute beauty, 35-32. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly.